Stacy with Through the Woods Consulting, here with Lindsay Neist, Dr. Lindsay Neist. And I'm going to introduce her in just a second, but just wanted to thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Working Like a Woman. Trying to support the women out there. Cheers, Lindsay. Thanks for coming. As a reminder, this is just a little series where I bop around town and interview women that I personally find inspiring and authentic and engaging, and I love that they are attacking their profession and their leadership roles in their own way and making it happen in their own way. So I'm doing my best to learn from them and glean from them and share with everybody else out there. So at the end of the video interview, check out the link below. There will be additional interview questions on the blog that I want you to check out. But in the meantime, Lindsay, go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone, if you would. Let us know what your career is, a little bit about you, anything you want to share.
So I am an equine veterinarian. I do just horses in Manic and Sabot, so just outside of Short Pump in Virginia. I have been working there since I graduated vet school in 2010. I went to Virginia Tech for vet school and then did an internship at Blue Ridge Equine in Charlottesville, and then have been in this area ever since. So most of what I do is ambulatory medicine, meaning I drive around in a truck all day with my technician and my very best companion, Rally, my dog. We go farm to farm and mostly do work on horses at the farm. I do chiropractic and acupuncture as well. And yeah, that's me.
Okay, awesome. And now, how many years have you been in practice?
So since 2010 was when I graduated vet school. So yeah, it is crazy. In a lot of ways, I thought when I was out of vet school for essentially 10 years, I would be old and know everything. And like, I still feel like I am, a recent graduate.
Oh, yeah. Far from that. I will say she's amazing, brilliant, one of the best of the best. Loved working with her. Hope to again work with you in the future. But in the meantime, we're going to pick your brain today. So, rapid fire questions. We have 10 of them.
Okay.
They start very easy. Get your brain warmed up, and then throw you some curveballs. So, first question is, what is your favorite accessory?
So I actually did see that question really quick before, and I was thinking of it. Oddly enough, my absolute answer right now is I have a pair of leather work gloves that I wear, which sounds silly, and I don't know why it took me this long to get a pair, but I wear gloves during the winter, right, when it's cold, and I realized a lot of what I did, like I pick up horses' legs and hold them in positions, what we call flexion tests, and jog them off, and their feet like dig into my hands, and I don't know, it never occurred to me that I could wear gloves not just when it was cold, but I could wear work gloves. So literally I've had them for probably maybe 4 or 5 months, and every time I put them on, I look at my technician and I'm like,
so happy.
I love these gloves.
And it saves your hands.
Yeah, it really does.
Now you won't be 40 with 80-year-old hands.
Yes, and it just makes me less complaining, because I'm just holding their leg and it's not hurting my hands. It's so simple. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite accessory.
I'm gonna say there's a massive difference between leather gloves and textile gloves or whatever you call them. So, very good. Yeah. Number 2, what is your favorite part of the day? You have a long day, sometimes really long, sometimes, you're out in the elements. Yeah. So is there a favorite part of your day?
I start my day pretty much every day I go to the gym.
You're Orange Theory, right?
Yeah, Orange Theory, and I CrossFit a little bit too now.
Oh Lord,
yeah. Which is I'm definitely always the weakest member in CrossFit. I can run fast, but picking up heavy weight, I'm so that's how I like starting my day like that, because I feel like I don't love getting up and doing it, but once I've done it, I feel like I'm ready and ready for the day.
It's checked off the list. I feel the same way. I'm not a morning person, but I'd always sort of tried to work out in the morning, and 2 years ago I finally just committed. Yeah. And now if I don't, I feel like I have a shitty day.
Yeah. No, totally. I feel like I'm just not as ready. Even if I go to the gym and I'm really tired, I still just feel less tired than if I had gotten out of bed, showered, and gone to work. So I think that's a very important part of my day. Maybe not my favorite, but important.
Essential.
And then at the end of the day, I usually end it with a glass of wine, and that's always good.
It's never a bad way to end the day. When you're not on call.
Yes, exactly. Right. Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Number 3 is, what is your hobby?
That's actually a little, sadly, maybe a little hard.
As an equine vet, you rarely get to
yeah.
have a hobby.
Yeah,
but-
I don't, obviously, I mean, I did this job because I loved riding,
Yeah.
and I don't actually ride that much anymore.
Do you still have your horse?
In short, no.
Okay.
Short answer.
Complicated.
Yeah, but basically, so I don't really ride anymore. The gym, I guess, to some degree is a hobby. I also, I read a lot, but like news, like I stay like pretty political and like reading, you know, the Wall Street Journal and things like that.
Way more smart than me.
So, and I think I like that because that is very different from what I do all day. You know,
You're
like
totally absorbed in
it's
what
not,
used to be
it's
your
not
hobby. all
science,
day.
it's not horses, it's just something very different that I feel like I'm learning when I read, you know what I mean, instead of something I'm supposed to know.
You don't have to be the expert.
Yeah.
And you guys like to be on the water a lot.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
would say that's
Water,
definitely
yeah.
a hobby.
Yeah.
I know y'all get to
And
eat water.
traveling, traveling when we have time and can afford it.
When you have two vets, it's hard to align your schedules.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. What is either in the past or now, and this is a hard one, the most inspirational song for you? Or just one that you freaking love that like makes you rock out your day?
I think like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yes.
Like Kelly Clarkson, I think, right? I definitely jam out to that, and
It's a good ballad, like
Yeah.
woman power song.
Yeah. And I also I don't know the name it, like your fight song or whatever.
Rachel Platten, you're speaking my love language. Yes, fight song.
Yes.
My poor children are constantly like, Mom, we don't want to hear it again. It's so good.
Yes.
So
I love that song, and I actually, one of the horses I had, the little one that was from a kind of a rescue place, as a foal, she was really super sick, and like me and my tech, when we were working on her, we would like play that song and like sing that song a
Amp her up.
lot. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah.
All right, you're really rapid fire on the rapid fire. All right, number 5. Everyone has a bucket list, whether written, in verbal, or in the back of your head. We all have things we want to do. So would you be kind enough to share one thing off of your bucket list?
That's hard.
It is hard because your brain starts going, oh shoot, what's my list?
I guess the first thing that comes to my mind is like places I want to travel to.
Yeah.
I really want to go to South Africa and like safari type thing. Also kind of on the travel front is doing like a equitarian, like humanitarian type trip.
Cool.
You know, because I'm a vet, I feel like one of those trips where I could be the most useful is again where we go and like do castrations or something like that, versus more of like a mission type trip. But I think something like that is something I've thought about for a while and I've wanted to do. So vacation purely for fun and myself and going places like that, and then doing a trip like that.
But even though it's giving back, I find those trips are often so rewarding and so fulfilling that it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
Even though it's what you do.
Right. No, for sure. Those are like, feel good moments for sure. So yeah, we do it because it's giving back, but it like makes us feel better than probably a lot.
And have more of a purpose in the world.
Yeah.
Good. All right, number 6. Challenge you. For women, we tend to downplay our successes and downplay our good qualities and apologize a lot for the things we do or say. Like I just apologized for the question. Oh, shame. But I want to know, what do you think is your best quality?
I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is working hard. I feel like what I lack in talent or sheer like smarts or whatever, I make up for just by working really hard. I would say that, and I feel like sorry,
we'll keep filming. She's a doctor. She can't turn her phone off.
So where was I? Oh, my best quality.
Yeah, your best quality.
I almost always answer my phone.
It is true. It's true.
So I think yes, I would say the first thing that I would say is that I work really hard. I think that's probably my answer.
I will add I think you have a super caring connection to your clients, both the human and the equine clients, right? Because you have two clients.
Absolutely.
You have the animal, and then you have the person paying, who were often neurotic, if you own a horse. And I think you do a fantastic job of connecting and laying out options and being supportive of the path that your clients want to go. So that's a little side edit.
Yeah.
All right, number 7. We know you work out in the mornings first thing, but how else do you invest in yourself besides like fitness and maintaining your health that way? Do you do anything else for your soul, your spiritual side, or your mental health? What do you do for you?
I go to church.
Oh, you.
So
every Sunday?
Not every Sunday. Sadly, I probably go more when it's cold outside than when it's nice outside. Full disclosure, but so I do that, and I've kind of done that more recently. Kind of like the more kind of I feel like life levels out a little bit for me, the more I have time to like do things like that. So that, and then sometimes just having like time to myself, whether it's like alone or just me and my dog. Like if I go on walks or just read a book or just even just watch like stupid television.
Just allowing yourself to have that quiet space.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because your life is go, 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 go.
Yeah.
And for really, I see this a lot, for the real type A achievers go and do, it's hard to create that quiet space for yourself to be still and not feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
So,
because certainly it's easier to be still, or do those things. I was kind of joking, but like when it is bad weather.
True.
So like when it's nice outside, I feel guilty if I'm not like using it
out
or
doing
going
something.
or doing or if I finish work and it's still daylight out, I feel like that's like bad. I should keep going until like the daylight's gone.
Well, that's 9 o'clock in the summer. So
I know.
Please don't.
So yeah, I think those are
And, the spiritual journey piece, Darcy, if you're listening, my pastor Darcy, this is a conversation I have with her. We don't make it to church nearly as often as we should.
Yeah.
But I've had this conversation with her, like, you can still feel God and nature and in the universe. So it's nice to have in the winter the option to go inside and be with God when sometimes when it's warm you just want to be outside with Him.
And I mean, because I do, even if I'm not going to church, I pray most mornings.
So that's great. That's part of your routine, part of what fuels your day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 8, what is your biggest passion in life?
So I probably at different points in my life, I probably would have said different things, right? Certainly getting into vet school and becoming a vet from probably high school right on through, would have easily been my answer.
Has to be to get there.
And so I think, I love my job and I definitely love what I do, but I would say now my passion is stronger on anytime I feel like I can make a direct connection or like help a person. And sometimes that's not because I'm doing some really fancy medical procedure or something. Sometimes it's like I go out to do a really simple call and it's a client that is having a personal issue or like confides in me about something, or I can tell just by like, I guess helping people that are like that are down or that I see other people not helping, and if I make any like difference to them, I think that makes me feel really good. And I think that's probably, I think my passion is like moving more toward that, and again, my job still being important, but like my job becoming into something like that. And sometimes it has nothing to do with my job. Sometimes it's a student that's really quiet that wants to ride with me, and like I realized that made a difference or something. So I think, I'm not still horse showing and things like that. Like those things are kind of like less in my life, and I think that's probably kind of more what really genuinely makes me feel good.
I think we go through this evolution as we start to age, where when we're younger, a lot of what our passions are self-motivated.
Yeah.
And as we become older and more comfortable with who we are, we get so much passion from sharing what we have with others and helping lift others up. And I hear that from a lot of successful women. You being one of almost everybody who's been on this show says the same thing. So that is a common thread. If you're not experiencing that in your life, try it out. Try helping others and see how it makes you feel, because it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Besides the Wall Street Journal, what are you reading right now?
I just finished Where the Crawdads Sing, which I feel like everyone's reading right now.
Okay.
It's
True
really
honesty,
good.
I don't read fiction anymore just because I only have so much time to read, so I'm always reading for business. And I'm not familiar with any of the fiction books, but just this morning somebody told me the same book. And just in another interview, another woman said the same book. I'm like, is that a fiction book?
Yeah.
But I've heard it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's like amazingly well written. Even though I read a lot of like newspaper stuff, I don't read that many books unless I'm on vacation and can like commit to it. But I read this one just like reading it in the evenings, which means it's really good.
Yeah.
So
no, because I hear that like if we go on vacation without the children, then I can read a novel.
Yeah.
Otherwise, forget about it.
Yeah.
And then already we're to number 10. Okay, this is the hardest one so far. That's why you're laughing. So I would love for you to share like your best life hack tip or quote or just like a general sentiment that's been shared with you over the years that has really impacted your life that you think could touch another woman's life who might be listening.
Yeah, that one's hard. I didn't make it to that far down when I was previewing the list. I mean, this sounds kind of cliche, but kind of coming back to the hard work thing. I mean, it may like sound overly simplified, but again, like I really feel like I got to where I wanted, not because I was like the smartest person or like necessarily the best at any one thing, but because I really, really wanted it. And again, I think I say that to some people and they think, well, you were smart and like, and I'm intelligent, yes, but like, there's plenty of intelligent people that don't get into vet school.
Absolutely, or don't come out and find success in their field.
Yeah. And so I think for me it really was just like hard work and knowing that hard work could get me there. Like, you know, early on, like in high school, math was always terrible for me. Like calculus, I remember like, you know, like crying and thinking like I can't be a vet, like I can't do that, like I cannot do like pass this class, and like, but I wanted it really bad, and like I did, and like I could not do any of that math now, but like I wanted it bad enough that I got through it. And so when people come and like they say they want to go to vet school and they're worried they're not smart enough, and I don't mean to like belittle that you need to be intelligent, but I really think that if you really, really, really want something, like you can really make it happen.
I think that's great advice. And I think the key takeaway from that is identifying your goal and being strategic about the hard work. Not working hard at everything, but strategically working hard to reach your goals, and you will get there.
Yeah.
So, fabulous. All right. If people want to connect with you or learn more about you or work with you, how can they reach you?
So Virginia Equine is the clinic that I work at, so you can find us at virginiaequineplc.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Virginia Equine, or if you want to contact me directly, you can hit up Stacy.
Yeah, I'll get you connected. All right, Lindsay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I'm glad you're here. Y'all stay tuned. Check out the link below. Go to the blog. Now comes the really hard questions. Lucky Lindsay. And thanks for tuning in. See you next time.